Dare I ask how much this roughly cost to put together? This is the lightest Specialized S-Works SL8 Tarmac ever built, and when I reveal how much it weighs, you'll be wondering how such a number is even possible for a bike with electronic gears, hydraulic disc brakes and 37mm deep wheels, not forgetting the power meter and the bottle cage and the pedals too. As you watch this video, remember, this is a bike that, in theory, could be ridden every day, even through the winter. Do not underestimate the lengths that have gone to creating this machine. To fully understand how this SL8 came into existence, you need to understand the man that built it. This is Ryan, aka Rhino. He's the man behind the Rhino's Workshop Instagram, and it's fair to say he's earned a reputation for building the most exotic SL8s out there. All of them cost 5 figures, some of them weigh under 6 kilos, but only a few are quite as special as the build I'm looking at today. Rhino's reputation stretches beyond just building expensive bikes. Most know him for his meticulous attention to detail, his love of all things lightweight, and his unapologetic commentary of cowboy mechanics. With nearly 100 S-Works custom builds on his CV, it's time we look at his best one yet. And beware, this video is about to get seriously nerdy. Okay, let's weigh it.
Get it on the scale. I hope it comes up at the number I want it to.
Ooh, 4.98, sub 5 kilos. Wow, that's insanely light. So run us through from the top. How have you managed to get it that low?
So the frame itself actually started off, when the SL8 was launched in the UK, they produced, I think, 14 Project Blacks.
Yeah.
And this was a 56 Project Black. And the Project Black was meant to be the lightest painted one. So the RTP was the lightest and it was Project Black. Yeah. This was something like 758 grams. It was heavy.
Wow.
But then obviously wanted to do the Project Rhino, and we got it down to 721 grams.
Okay.
So raw carbon into the Rhino print, gloss top coat, white decals.
Yeah.
There's actually a motif on the other side that says Project Rhino because the Project Blacks had Project Black on them.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I ride a slammed bike. I'm quite flexible, so I can save some weight by having a fully slammed fork as well. The bike itself is just a standard SL8 that anybody could buy. But,
so how much do you think this paint job is weighing?
Probably 50 grams, I'd say, over a complete raw bike.
That's not bad. But then other than that, the frame set itself, completely stock, completely standard.
Nothing cut, nothing drilled. It's completely bog standard SL8 56cm frame.
All right then. So wheels, talk to me about those. What are you running on?
So these are the new Brisk Velex Evo 37s. So I've known about Brisk a very long time. They're big in like the hill climb scene. They make tubs which are like 700 grams. But for me, I'm definitely not running tubs. I'd love tubeless. So when they launched these, I was like, yeah, they're the one. On paper, they're 875 grams, but these were just 890, so just over. But again, they've got 20 spokes front and rear, you know, sensible hubs, decent sized bearings.
Yeah.
They're 28mm external, 23mm internal.
Okay.
Have a small hook so you can run clinches if you want.
Nice.
Solid rim beds, so no need for tubeless tape.
Yeah.
And the tyres on them are perfect, so they're the Envy Race Day 27mm.
Yeah.
So once inflated, the transition's perfect
just
as
really
well.
Smooth, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, nice. And then these are set up tubeless.
Yes, yeah, orange seal in there. Not much, only like 15 grams of tyre. But
15 grams of tyre, okay, fair enough. So if you do get a puncture...
It will seal.
It will seal it?
Yeah.
Nice. And what valves are they?
They are the DT Swiss Aerolite valves.
Okay.
Again, they're about 1.5 grams lighter than the ones that came with the wheel, and they have a plastic secure for the valve, which again saves like 0.5 gram over an aluminium one.
Sure.
And I know it's silly, like really silly, but it like every single gram matters.
Yeah.
Like, you know, these tyres, I bought 20 tyres, kept the lightest 2, and there are only a couple of grams between some of them, but I was like, it's all going to add up.
That makes sense. Talk to me about what's fitted to the wheels, because there's some pretty nice rotors there. What are we looking at?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a big fan of the Galfers, but I wanted this to be a bit more special. So these ridiculously expensive carbon TI rotors. These are so the center lock and the 6-bolt are the same actual disc, but carbon TI provide you with a center lock adapter and a lock ring to make it a center lock. But they were too heavy, so I got some titanium center lock adapters from Chaser over in China. And I produced my own titanium lock rings with door designs in the UK.
And despite the fact that there are some custom bits on there, it's worth noting that you can still buy them. Like, if people wanted to get those lock rings from you, they could shoot you a message and they could buy them for themselves.
And that was the whole ethos about this bike. It's no corners cut, no compromises. Anyone can buy every single part of this bike off the internet and build their own bike.
For sure. Okay. Well, let's stick with the brakes because, again, those calipers...
Yeah,
they aren't from Shimano.
No one's seen those. They're the very first set. They're not released yet. So Lewis Brakes, who are very big, like in the mountain bike scene. They produced I think they're called the B2 SLRs, which are already a very light caliper. But these are called the R2s, coming out in the next month or so, I believe. And again, over Dura Ace calipers and 9270s, which are amazing. To be fair, like you still save about 30 grams between the two.
Okay.
Not only are the calipers lighter, but these use the SRAM pad. And if you buy the Trick Stuff alloy pads, which are ridiculously expensive, but again, they're even lighter. So between the pad and caliper, you've got like 30 gram saving over Dura Ace. And that's Dura Ace using the KO5 TI pads, which are lighter than the L05 finned pads.
Tell me how the wheels are actually attached to the frame, because again, I'm assuming they're not standard through axles.
No. I've got a good pal of mine, Evan, who owns 6-wheel Tiemaster, and these are the Tiemaster axles. So the 6-wheel ones are already very light, about 28 grams. Standard axles are 60. These are 23 grams a pair, and they actually do up from the drive side of the bike, not the non-drive side. So that's how they've made them so light. The 6mm hex goes into the drive side, so there's not extra reinforcement on the conical end.
Okay, and then because also down by the through axle, I can see a hanger with your logo on, the R-Works logo. Is that again another custom piece?
Yeah, so no one was making the part that I wanted, which goes with my titanium lock rings that I made with Dward. We made these as well, but these are out of 7075 aluminium. Titanium's okay for hangers, but it's got very good memory. It doesn't like to move. So if it gets bent, you can't bend it back. They snap. Whereas alloy's got,
more
flex. But that's 11.8 grams, lightest hanger on the planet that I know of, made here in the UK by Door Designs. And that's then fixed to the rear mech with another Tiemaster titanium Shimano pivot bolt. Save 3 grams, 4 grams there. Again, it's all just chipping out.
Absolutely. And that's not the only thing, because on the rear mech itself, you've also changed the jockey wheels, haven't you?
Yes, standard Shimano pulley wheels are not very good, and they're quite noisy.
Yeah, they are.
Hard plastic, quite chattery.
Yeah.
The guys at Enduro, who have their amazing XD15 ceramic bearings, they made these out of, is it Derlin plastic? Essentially, they're silent. They spin lovely. And they weigh about 0.6 of a gram more than the Shimano's. So there's no weight gain, really.
So, I mean, we're talking about the drivetrain. Let's talk about it some more. That Cassette, I hate to think how much that thing costs.
Yeah.
I think you do too.
My first road bike, I think, was 300 quid, and that's more than 4 times. It's about £1,270, I think they are.
Okay, how's it? So is that machined out of a single block, or is it broken up?
No, so I believe there's 5 single cogs. And then the rest is a monoblock, but it's full titanium, made by Tiemaster. But the thing to note about these, I've tried lots of lightweight cassettes in the past. But they shift awfully. So Shimano is obviously known for its hyperglide shifting, 10 out of 10 perfect shifts.
Exactly,
This is like 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Like, just because it doesn't have the hyperglide technology.
But
for especially mid-block down is as good, if not better, than DA.
You never feel like you're going to slip or it's going to
No. And again, putting down big power through this, and to go with the Cassette, you've got the YBN titanium chain as well, so
Yeah.
that saves 30 grams over a Shimano chain. I think that cassette's 122 grams, and a standard Shimano Dura Ace is like 224, I think.
So 100 grams just gone from the cassette, basically. Talk me through the chain set, because that thing is like a whole cacophony of different components mangled together. But it looks great. So what are we looking at?
So again, with this build, like SRM for me is the Rolls Royce of power meters. Like I had to have an SRM on this bike. There's lighter options out there now, coming out of China, and that's great. But for me, like I ride and train on SRMs, and I just want it to be consistent.
Yeah.
But they obviously only make them with their kind of proprietary mounting interface. So you'd have to run, I think the lightest setup is the Cybery SRM crank arms, which are like 305 grams in a 165. So Daramo, they have produced these crank arms that are about 260 grams. So you're saving 45 grams already over the lightest. They're a dub axle, but they're SRAM 8 bolt. That's the interface, the mounting interface is SRAM 8 bolt, and you can't get SRMs in 8 bolts.
So then how do you make it work?
Unless you know the right people.
There we go.
So even if you ask SRM for one, they won't make you one unless you want a lot of them.
Okay.
And then they'll, make them especially for you.
Okay.
So there was someone over in China, Hong Kong, somewhere who wanted an 8 bolt SRM. So they ordered lots of them, and then with my connections, I was lucky enough to be able to get one.
And then it's a carbon tie chain ring. I say pretty standard, but that's a nice compatible, goes on nice and easy.
Yeah, and I could have saved weight with a non-1 x ring, but I wanted the 1 x. It's a 46 tooth, so I'm running 46, 11, 30. It's absolutely perfect, like perfect. And then on that, I've just got the Speedplay Nano pedals.
Yep.
But I removed the standard bow ties and screws, and there's a company in France called Dulite, and they manufacture their own titanium bow ties and screws. So I put those on, and again, saved about 15, 20 grams over the standard Nano pedal. So
nice. Bottom bracket, BB Infinite in there?
Yes, yeah, BB Infinite. Again, they're about 15 grams lighter than Ceramic Speed, but also that's the WS2 ceramic, perform amazingly.
Yeah. Let's move it up to like cockpit, finishing kit, saddle, seat post. THM bars?
Yep.
They are looking incredible. How do you think they compare to the Rovals?
I prefer them. I prefer their kind of lack of flair. The Rovals have that kind of forward sweep.
Yeah.
These are more of a traditional. I could have gone lighter on the bars. They're 250 grams. They produce their classic combo bar, which is like 210 grams. But aero bars, it's the most important place on a bike to have, to save those, precious watts with my 150 watt FTP. But no, it's just THM as well. They're just beautiful. It's a 380 400, so a bit of flair, a 120mm stem, so a proper size.
Yeah.
And it's got, I don't know if the Carbon Works computer mount.
Yeah,
so they made that especially for those bars. That's absolutely stunning. And in there, I've got the Extra Light Ultrastar 4 expander plug.
Yeah.
Which is like 4 grams rather than 46 grams for the Specialized one.
Nice. And then bar tape. I mean, your wraps are always very clean, but in this case, you've really stretched the tape as far as it will go, haven't you?
Yeah. So the wrap itself is 20 grams for both sides. It was going to be like 24 grams if I put an extra wrap under the levers, but I've literally maxed out the width. There's no gaps. There's everything's overlapped perfectly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saved a few grams by really stretching that out.
Yeah. And that's what the Supercars foamy stuff.
Yeah. It's suave, but I call it swave because I don't like to call anything suave. But yeah, just standard, 25 quid bar tape, nothing special. Then it's got the Carbon Works bar ends as well. They're, I think, like 1.5 grams for both of them. So,
Insanely light. Move us over to the seat post and the saddle then. I think there's probably going to be a lot of comments about that saddle.
Yeah.
What have you got?
So the seat post is a Gemini, I think they're called Alsac, which is, a weight weenie carbon fibre post by the guys over at Gemini. That's about 98 grams or something. A standard post is like 160, and it just works. I've cycled to Amsterdam on that post, and it's been absolutely perfect. And the saddle is a Gelu K3. So I had the K3 Plus, which is for the fat boys. That's like, I think it's got a 100 kilo weight limit, 105 kilo weight limit.
Yeah.
That's 51 grams. But again, I had to save every single
Yeah.
gram. So I think this is for up to 85 kilos, the K3, the standard one, but it was 38.6 grams. But it's absolutely fine. You know, it's just, obviously build some tolerances in. But don't get me wrong, I'm not going to cycle to Amsterdam on that saddle.
Yeah.
But most of my riding with 2 kids and dogs and a life is like an hour.
Yeah.
And it's, absolutely perfect.
And is that a standard seat post clamp? That's just what came with the bike?
The clamp is, the bolt isn't.
Okay.
So again, saved a couple of grams with the bolt. Yeah, I don't think there's a standard bolt on the bike.
Well, I mean, speaking of cage bolts, there was only actually 2 cage bolts on the bike because you've taken the rest out and then covered the holes with a bit of electrical tape.
So my wife asked me, why are you buying hole punches off of Amazon? So an 8mm hole punch in electrical tape is a perfect cover for the bolts. And the bolts are, a gram or, 0.8 of a gram.
Yeah.
So removing 3 bolts is, say, 3 grams.
3 grams.
And the front mech removed, that obviously it's a 1x bike, but the rubber bung that comes with the bike's about 5 grams, 4 grams.
Yeah.
So again, I just cut some electrical tape. I don't think it looks too bad. It's not,
Well, you don't even really notice it, which was the... it was only when you said that I noticed, I was like, oh yeah, fair enough. But I mean, even... So just in bolts, you've been able to save like 8 grams.
Yeah, I've got TieMaster titanium caliper fixing bolts and a TieMaster SL8 proprietary weight weenie mount for the front as well.
Yeah. Which looks really cool.
Beautiful.
When you get up close and you see it, it catches the light really beautifully. And then that bottle cage, that's from Carbon Works, isn't it?
Yep, just a standard Carbon Works cage that's, I think, like 8 grams. But even things like the liner on the brake hose inside, so the standard Specialized liner that comes with the bike's 10 grams. And I found a company that makes them and it's 1 gram. So there's 9 grams saved just for the vibration dampener that goes on the brake hose. Again, I could have not put that in at all.
Yeah.
Function over form. So
100%. It's all these little things that you've managed to pick away at that it makes you realise how much dead weight everyone's kind of carrying around in their bike.
Yeah, hard work to get where it is, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. And we could get lighter, but I think under 5 kilos, as you said, for a full fat bike, power meter, bottle cages, pedals, computer mount, in a 56, someone who's 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Wicked. I'm really
It's pretty
happy.
cool. It's pretty cool. Dare I ask how much this roughly costs to put together?
Like just this, so obviously there's tens of thousands of pounds before this when it used to be a 2x bike, and this is like my 20th set of wheels, etc.
Yeah.
But it's probably somewhere between like 15 and 18 grand, I would have thought.
Okay. Which actually, as a number, of course, it's a lot of money.
Stupid. But because piecemeal, bit by bit.
Yeah. But it's also surprising that if you think that a standard SL8 S-Works from Specialized is 11, 12 grand, you're not that far over the actual cost. You've increased it by 50%. Whereas, to be honest, when you told me that this project was going ahead, I assumed that this was going to be well into the 20s. So I'm relatively surprised that it is. I'm not going to call it good value, but it's as cheap as it is.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but as I said, I've done it bit by bit. But I've bought everything. I've not been given anything. I wanted to kind of keep my independence on this, and if it was rubbish, say it was. But first SL8 in the world under 5 kilos, but most importantly, safe, robust, reliable. If I can't break it, I don't think many people can. So,
well, there we have it. A sub 5 kilo usable SL8. Let me know what you think of it down below.